if that is the option that they wanted to choose for themselves, then it was a viable option for them. And so that's kind of where the Spider story starts in recent times. But what I'd like to do now is I'd like to invite some of the kids up, and they're going to tell you what Spider is to them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and have that conversation.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rebecca Aniston, and I am the treasurer at MacArthur High School Spider. When you think about what it means to be a Spider member, you'll know that having the top-notch academics is right at its core. It's not only about being the smartest or the greatest, but it's about the opportunity given to you in order to reach your full potential. Being from a lower income family, it isn't always possible to spend these out-of-pocket expenses to do certain things such as SAT tutoring and PSA tutoring that maybe some of the other kids were privileged enough to have. However, with the help of the Spider program and the experts that our sponsor has helped bring in to help us tutor on these subjects, we are no longer put at a disadvantage simply because we don't have the means to afford them. Spider makes it possible for members to receive benefits that they otherwise would have had to pay for. I remember my first day walking into tutoring and being slightly apprehensive that I wouldn't match up to my peers or be as good or as smart as them. However, I know that my sponsor always made it her responsibility in order to make sure that I was comfortable. She always asked me, do I understand this subject? And for that, I am truly grateful. These tutoring sessions have opened doors for me that before I didn't even know existed. Spider has given me opportunity, and Spider has made me realize my own potential. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Natalie Almonte, and I'm going to be the corresponding secretary for Spider at MacArthur. Walking into freshman year, I thought I had some idea of what college was. I thought I wanted to go to the best school in the whole world, which I thought was Harvard. I thought that was my dream school, but in reality, I had no idea what to look for in a college and was actually really clueless. But the best way to learn about what to expect in a college is to actually visit one. But before joining Spider, it never occurred to me that I should actually go out and visit a school. Like most other students, I didn't have access to resources to prepare me for college and wasn't aware of any resources online. I was only equipped with my strong ambition, like many other students in this room. It was during my sophomore year when Spider introduced me to the various parts of this process that is applying to college. Through Spider, I was able to visit MIT, Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth, the University of Pennsylvania, and Boston University last year. Touring these schools was one of the best things I could have done in high school. It opened my mind to the amazing things that are beyond Little South Florida. With each information session, I learned about the endless resources and opportunities that these schools have. And in speaking with the admissions counselors at these schools, I was able to get first-hand accounts of what they look for in a student. Listening to the amazing research being conducted at these universities excited me, it thrilled me, and it fueled my ambitions. This continued the following year when I visited Duke, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, or UNC, Georgia Tech, and Wake Forest. With each school we toured, we were strongly encouraged to ask questions, and so I did. And in doing so at UNC, I was able to connect with a graduate student studying cybersecurity and a professor who shared the same passions as me. At Dartmouth, I met a med student named Fred, who gave us a tour of the school, despite the fact that the school was actually closed. Despite the amazing people I met and the things I learned, the most inspirational thing about these trips was to see our very own Spider alumni thriving at these schools. I met Saran Morgan at Yale, Javier Franco and Ana Ramirez at Duke, and Chabeli Figueroa at UNC, and couldn't be more inspired. Through our Spider alumni, we have received personal advice and behind-the-scenes tours of these schools. After learning about college from past students and from admissions counselors, the next step in the college process is learning how to apply and what financial aid is. Well, in monthly class meetings, we looked at the essay questions in the Common Application, learned about FAFSA, and conducted a college deep dive, which is just intimate research on the college of our dreams. So, what is college? Well, with the support of Spider, I've been able to find the answer to this question through first-hand experiences. As a rising senior, I am now equipped with the knowledge I gained from these amazing experiences to shoot my best shot, just like all of the students in this room can, and like most of our seniors already did. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Isabella, Spider's incoming vice president, and my job for the night is to talk about the topic we've probably heard Ms. Bissett mention the most. You don't need to be in Spider for very long. In reality, you don't really need to even be in Spider to hear about the infamous big project. I vividly remember my very first Spider meeting as a freshman, where I was confident that all I needed was a decent SAT and GPA to get into the college of my dreams. It didn't take long for my dreams to practically fly out the window when my class was informed about the thousands of kids across the country with the same scores, the same extracurriculars, and more money than I would be competing with. Just when I started to doubt my chances of achieving my dreams, the term big projects was brought up for the first time, where we would be responsible for pursuing our passions in a way that would make us highlight our character among the sea of applicants, which honestly only made the freshman version of myself feel even more hopeless. How was I, a MacArthur High School student, supposed to create an entire project that would show colleges that I had something special to offer, that I wasn't just another applicant number. So when it was my turn to mention my big project idea, I really didn't expect it to be taken seriously. Nevertheless, for other students to grow excited and join in with suggestions, I quickly learned that this was the foundation that Spider was built upon. My advisors and fellow members would always be the first ones to volunteer to help fill in any gaps or shortcomings that may present themselves. Because of this, the hopelessness that I had initially felt gradually faded away. Feelings of determination and initiative into feelings of determination and initiative when I observed my aspirations slowly become a reality. Spider is finding our potential and drive within a supportive environment. Spider is our big project.
Good afternoon. My name is Christian Campbell, and I'll be the upcoming president for the 2019-2020 school year. So to me, developing relationships is a very necessary step to pursuing success. Our members' involvement in Spider allows individuals like myself to interact with leaders in different fields depending on our passion projects. In the beginning of the year, the prospect of speaking to individuals who are successful was fairly daunting. However, the practice of formally introducing ourselves in emails helped to relieve this disbelief. This was possible from the tasks we were given throughout the year. Whether our members were attending a convention about code or contacting industry leaders about their big projects, our program has exposed students to an environment that will foster communication and facilitate interaction. An example of this came from a neat assignment we had about Inigo Montoya. Each member was told to contact one person who they were interested in and format an email based on the phrase, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." Our advisors split this phrase into distinct components that are necessary in arranging an email. We would introduce ourselves, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya," explain how we know one another, "You killed my father," and why we are speaking to the recipient, "Prepare to die." By participating in these activities, the Spider program has equipped our members with the resources to create connections without physically expending these resources. To me, Spider instills students with the capability to succeed through independent effort. Spider enables our students to draw inspiration from these unconventional sources and mature our thoughts into collaborative efforts. For us, Spider is the foundation of our careers. Thank you.
So now we've heard from our current students about what Spider is. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome a guest speaker who is a former Spider member. Her name is Shabeli Figueroa, and Shabeli is a graduate of MacArthur High School. While Shabeli was at MacArthur High School, her projects included Relay for Life. She was a Luminaria chairperson, which I believe she was the only student that was actually on the board for a year, and then she was also a school coordinator for another year. She is a scholarship winner. She is at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, which is in the top 1% of schools nationwide, and she is there on full scholarship. I do believe she gets money back, that's how much. What has she got? She's a phenomenal girl. She's studying medical related fields, trying to figure out where she fits. And I'd like to invite up to speak Shabeli Figueroa.
So hi everyone, again my name is Shabeli. It feels so weird being up here because I was just in your shoes like a year ago. And I'm so happy to be here. First of all, congratulations to all the seniors. I'm so proud of you guys. And I can't wait to see what you guys will do in the future. So I wrote something, but then I was like, you know what? Let's scrap that. We're just gonna talk. Because a lot of what you guys said really resonated with me, and we're just gonna talk. So I guess a lot of you guys, seniors, are probably sitting here like, okay, we gotta go. I'm ready to go to graduation. I'm ready to go to college. I am done with high school. It was awful, but trust me, in a year, you guys will be like, I wonder what all my high school friends are doing. I wonder what my family is doing. I am homesick. So really take this time to reflect and think about all of the hard work and everything you guys have put into getting here and all the memories you made with your friends. For me personally, Spider was a huge part of my high school career. Without Spider, I don't know if I would be where I am today. And I know it sounds dramatic, but quite literally, it's true. Basically, I got into Spider as a freshman, and I barely got into Spider. I was probably like 50 in my class. Around there, maybe more, I don't remember. But school was always important to me. It just was never like the core of my being. I was never that student who was like, I need to get this homework done or I'm going to like die. Like I was never that person. It was just, I was good at math. It was okay, whatever. Being first generation, I guess I always knew I wanted to I would be like, Daddy, I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a this. I want to be a that. And my dad was like, okay, great. But nobody ever tells you how to get there. And it just seems like something that you can do so easily if you set your mind to it. But really, resources, information, knowledge is everything you need to get there, connections. And I never had any of that. And so Spider and Miss Bissett, who doesn't like a lot of recognition, she's probably sitting here like, oh my God, how could you do this to me? But honestly, Miss Bissett was like such a huge influence in me going to college, period. So I did not know about UNC Chapel Hill until my junior year when I visited the school and learned about UNC Chapel Hill. If not, I would have never applied to UNC Chapel Hill, and I love it there. So originally I was just thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna stay local, and there's nothing wrong with staying local, but for me, I knew I always wanted to like explore, get out there, and UNC is the best school for that. I have met people from all around the world, and I am so grateful for Spider because I would not be there without the help, all of the information and resources that Spider gave to me. Not only did Spider give me a lot of information and resources, but it gave me a support system, and I would not be as confident as I am today without Spider. I remember applying to colleges, even like my senior year. Like I was confident up until I had to apply to colleges. I was like, listen, I don't know if I got this. I don't know if I can get into UNC. I remember receiving a phone call from, maybe you guys, some of the seniors have experienced this, like College Board has this program called like College Possible Matriculate, whatever they call it. Basically, I was assigned an advisor. That advisor was not very encouraging. She was kind of like, oh, so what schools are you interested in? Well, I like UNC Chapel Hill, I like Emory, maybe NYU, BU. Yeah, those schools. I want to go out of state. She was like, with your test scores? I don't know about that. You might want to apply to some safe schools. Those are reach schools. I was like, okay, thanks. I'm going to apply anyway because it's free, but okay. I got into all of those schools. So thanks to Spider, I would not have even thought about that because, you know, it's hard to push yourself to do things that are uncomfortable. looking at the application for UNC, it was due so early. It was the first application I ever had to do. I had no practice. And, well, I did practice, like, writing stuff before with Spider, but, like, it feels much different when you're writing it on, like, the actual application. It asked me, I remember it asked me, what can you contribute to UNC? And I was like, what can I contribute to UNC? I guess I don't have good test scores, I guess I don't have good this, I'm Latina, I'm low income, I'm first generation, but what can I contribute to UNC? So then I thought about it, and I said that despite being all of X, Y, and Z, I am where I am here today, and that is what makes me strong. That is what makes me relentless, because I work for what I have to, what I want to do. And I remember writing that, and I was like, oof, this is bold. What if they're like, no, it isn't. You don't meet any of this. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it, and I got in. So there's that. And yeah, just honestly, like, be confident in yourself. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something, and just know that we're always here to support you guys. You guys have done amazing things, and you guys will continue to do amazing things. I guess a little bit more about my college experience is UNC is a diverse school for compared to other schools I visited. That's why I wanted to go there for one of the main reasons. But in the classroom, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's very diverse. Like outside of the classrooms, I'm in a bunch of organizations with a bunch of Latinos, but inside of the classroom, I'm like taking STEM classes. Most of the classes are, you know, I'm like the one Latina in the class, or like I have not met another Dominican at UNC at all, but like sometimes, you know, it's uncomfortable. And I remember in one class, it was like a small class of like 20, 25 people, and if I go into it, we're gonna take forever here. But basically, we did a privilege walk. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen like the privilege walk, where everybody gets in a line, and you say, okay, well, take a step forward if your parents are paying for your college tuition. Take a step forward if you aren't working right now. Take a step forward if you, I'm trying to think, if you aren't first generation. Take a step forward if this and that. And I remember I barely moved in that line. I was the last person in that line. And everybody was, oh, take a step forward if you had a private tutor in high school. Take a step forward if you ever went to like SAT practice. I was like, oh my God, you guys got all of this, that's nice. And then, yeah, it was very uncomfortable. And then the teacher asked me, oh my gosh, like she thought this was okay. It was honestly like, it wasn't bad, like I did not mind. But I guess it was like a learning experience for everybody else to like know that everybody is diverse and like people come from different backgrounds and to respect that. And I just said like, yeah, like I kind of knew it, but it feels very real when you're there. Being like one thing I always told the seniors and like everybody in general, the students, if you're interested in a STEM class, in a STEM career, and you've never like specifically like medicine, you've never taken bio or chemistry. Like I know MacArthur, like you guys, but like that was rough. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a real chemistry class. Like this is not no joke. And I remember I did really good on the first test. I was like, this is easy. Like I got this. And the second test, I was like, oh, the first test is everything I learned in general chemistry the whole year. But it's okay. Anyway, there's so many resources still out there, and you just gotta really look for them. But aside from that, like just thinking about my experience really made me realize that I want more students like me being at schools like UNC or being at schools in general, like universities, whatever they fit best. So I joined another organization over there similar to Spider called the Scholars Latino Initiative. So it's specifically for Latinx kids in the area. And yeah, I think it's always great to remember where you came from, how you got there, and like help other people get there as well. So I'm so excited for you guys, and I know you guys will do amazing things. Congratulations, class of 2019, and I wish you the best in your future endeavors.
part of the program where we honor our seniors. I want to start by calling out Maribel Almonte. So Maribel has been a dedicated Spider member for the last, I think, 3 years, 2-3 years. And we thank you and wish you the best in your endeavors. She will be attending, I'm going to say this wrong. Say it.
Malicious College. I'm going to be attending Malicious College
Mount Malicious.
in Crescent, Pennsylvania.
So, the next students that we are going to talk about are, I told you at the very beginning that you are going to meet some amazing kids. So the next students that we're going to talk about are students that have showcased all of the characteristics of what Spider is about. They were recruited because they had enormous potential, and they have worked over the last 2, 3, 4 years. They've worked on their initiative, they've worked on their determination. They've found projects that they were passionate about, things that developed themselves as individuals, things that helped their community, helped their schools, helped their families, helped the world. So we are going to invite the presidents of both the MacArthur chapter and the Hallandale chapter, that would be Christian Campbell.
Hello, my name is Jordan Ferguson, and I will be acknowledging Luciano Perez. Luciano Perez's big project was a piece of legislation that had proposed an amendment to the Broward County School Board calendar. This proposal would have added Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha to the two Muslim holidays that they have to the school calendar. Luciano has always been interested in legislation, as he's been part of for the past 4 years the debate. And in debate, he does an event where where it's like a mock Congress round. So they write pieces of legislation and they debate those types of legislation with each other. So after hearing about the task for students to propose this change to the calendar committee, Luciano stepped up to the plate. After presenting it to the calendar committee, he and two other students, Maria and Julian, they wanted to push this to a further level. They wanted to go to the state. So they presented it to the state. However, the representative, Richard Stark, decided not to support their bill. However, Luciano did not let that deter him. He decided that he would still push for this change at a more local level at the school board, Broward County. So, this experience has shown him the extent of the hysteria there is towards the Muslim community, and he hopes to change that. The hard work of Luciano is paying off, as he was recently accepted to the University of Miami, Florida State University, Penn State, and Norfolk Southeastern University. He is planning on studying forensic science at either Penn State or Nova Southeastern. He is planning on, Despite where he goes, Luciano is going to use his experiences from proposing the legislation and also all his debate experience for the past 4 years to continue to make change in his community for the problems that he sees. And this is a true testament to the type of character that Luciano is. So Luciano, would you join me up here?
Yeah, Lucci.
The next senior that I would like to present is Karen Cameo, one of the most kind, caring, and sincere students in Spider at MacArthur High School. She strongly believes that diversity and unity coexist in harmony without any hindrances, a mindset that she has applied to the representation of her culture at MacArthur High School. Karen noticed how Muslim students tend to distance themselves from each other because of embarrassment of associating with one another. After identifying this issue, she used her passion for her culture to solve it by founding the Broward County Council of Muslim Students Association. This organization aims to join Muslim students within different schools and advocates for the representation at a county level. While Karen found it difficult to promote the program in northern schools and to have representatives attend meetings, she ensured that the organization adopted new training programs in order to promote better communication throughout the organization. Now, Karen is enjoying a full ride to Nova Southeastern University. Congratulations, Karen. Next, I would like to honor Diana De La Torres. Diana is an incredibly hardworking and ambitious student. On top of working multiple jobs, Diana has decided to contribute to her community by organizing a book drive for the Juvenile Detention Center in Fort Lauderdale. At first, she was incredibly successful, collecting over 115 books for the center. However, she faced many obstacles along the way, her biggest setback being Hurricane Irma, a storm that caused a large portion of the books to be damaged, making them unsuitable for donations. Unfortunately, she was left with only 30 of the 115 books that she collected after the storm. However, still determined to make an impact, she continued relentlessly in her pursuit. She donated many of her own books and asked close friends to make donations. After the storm passed, pun intended, she was able to donate more than 50 books to the center. Now, Diana is enjoying a full ride to Boston University. Congratulations, Diana.
If you were to ask Zoila Santos herself, she would probably tell you that she hasn't accomplished anything in high school. In reality, to the majority of high schoolers, she represents the epitome of success. One of her first achievements was when she started writing her book, Axions and Atoms, which she plans to publish at some point in the future. But the bulk of Zoila's success was related to her passion in computer science. After volunteering at STEAM Camp and helping children learn how to code, she decided to pursue computer science. She began to develop apps and programs, including a successful lights game with Python. In the end, she ended up getting accepted into the amazing University of Florida and plans to even get involved in biomedical engineering. I have no doubt that Zoila will continue to succeed and become the best version of herself.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Emily Soto, and I'm presenting Melody Quintero. Melody is a hard-working, inspirational student who started a Richmond Community Service project where she focused on her freshman year on closing the gap of aid given to minorities. She first took a college readiness symposium where she partnered with local schools, colleges, and businesses to make the event a reality. The day of the event, students rode in school buses and were inspired by admissions officers, business owners, and college students such as themselves. She then took a step on bringing her school community together so that the differences between races would no longer exist. Melody also started a drive of baby supplies to help ease the burden of low-income expecting mothers. She then set her mind on studying biomedical engineering so she can help kids and adults overcome their illnesses. So Melody started on a symposium to inform minority students on what they can do to achieve their dreams. As a 14-year-old girl, she faced many challenges in the symposium, such as location, food, and countless of paperwork. But after this, and once the group was ready to have their own team, they began facing the obstacles together, and the event was a success. This project taught her that it takes various hands to make an idea a reality. Melanie Quintero, can you please come up and join us on the stage? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maria Garzon, and I will be Spider's historian for the 2019-2020 school year. So I would like to first recognize Leilani Sanchez. Since 8th grade, she has continuously raised money for breast cancer research and has participated in making annual strides against breast cancer. Breast cancer runs in her family, so her career goal is to specialize in cancer research. Fundraising is one of the small steps she took towards achieving her goals. She encountered some problems because not everyone wanted to participate in walks. But she resolved the problem by branching out, connecting and networking with other people, and she turned out to be so successful. She plans on enlisting in the U.S. Navy. Leilani, can you please come on? Secondly, I would like to recognize Adriana San Marco, my debate partner, and someone who is very inspiring to me. She created the Key Club chapter at MacArthur because she believed that not everyone wanted to be involved in the community. So she was passionate, and she started the club, but she found it hard to find time for people to commit. Not everyone wanted to be part of this because they were like, why? So she overcame this and branched out and asked people to come. So she also has been a big part of debate. She has competed all 4 years of her high school, and she has also qualified to 2 national tournaments, where she also is an academic All-American. She also plans now, because she got accepted, to Syracuse, and she won the Syracuse leadership competition, and she won a $12,000 scholarship. She plans on going to Syracuse, and study political science. So, Adriana, can you please join me?
So I'm substituting for someone. So the next person that we want to honor is Ms. Aaliyah Lorenzo. So Aaliyah Lorenzo, when I first met her, had a love for animals, pets of all sorts. And so she started a website called Mitch Rescue, where she wanted to highlight stories of rescue animals and the people who rescue them. She turned that love for animals into a love for all people. She'll be going into the military during this next year, and so Aaliyah Lorenzo, I don't think you're here though. Aaliyah Lorenzo. So the next person I want to talk about is Madison Grove. So Madison Grove is I love her dearly. So she was my president at MacArthur this last school year. And I loved her because she was a sweetheart, She's a vegan. I never fed her vegan food, and she always forgave me that I never remembered that she was a vegan. That has nothing to do with this project. But what her project was about was medicine. She knew she liked medicine. She wasn't sure where she wanted to go. And although I think she would tell you that her project was about watching the surgeries and meeting with the doctors and volunteering and so on and so forth, to me, the success of her project wasn't the medical part of it, it was the networking part of it, the relationship part of it, the going out and being a leader and an innovator and starting conversations with professionals so that she can see what they had to do. So yes, she did observe surgery, she did get to participate in some medical things, legal medical things, I'm sure that she signed waivers for, but participate in some medical things. But Madison Grove will be attending the University of Florida in the fall, which is her #1 choice, so congratulations.
And last but not least, we have Carly. Carly Vilna is truly an amazing person inside and out, who is dedicated to helping others around her. Every time I see her around, she has a huge smile on her face, and so does everyone around her. Her joyous attitude in nature is so contagious, and if she were ever upset, I had no idea. Her kind spirit can be seen through her big project, the Turkey Drive. Carly felt the need to give back to her community during the Thanksgiving season, and with the help of her church, collected various supplies such as turkeys, canned goods, non-perishable food items, monetary donations, and even the Word of God. She did these things to help families who were less fortunate. It wasn't always easy, as there was even a time where they ran out of things to give out. However, after her team helped by pitching in supplies from their own pockets, the issue was quickly resolved. This incident revealed to Carly just how important her team around her was, and she credits them and says that without them, this dream, which is now a reality, would not have been able to come true. Now, Carly is off to do amazing things at Florida Atlantic University, where she will study political science.
Though our seniors are leaving, we still have a lot to look forward to with our current Spider members. So I'll be going over some of what our current members are doing. So to start us off, I'll be starting with Nadia Almonte. Nadia Almonte, can you please join me in here? Oh, stand. Yeah. After helping out with her school's hour of code, she reached out to her school's special needs population and has helped in teaching them code. Currently, she's reaching out to other schools to work with their special needs programs. Can you please? All right. So Ozzy, can you please stand? Ozzy Burrs. An important member of her school's award-winning First Robotics program. She has developed curriculum to teach kids in K-8 how to work with robotics. She will be working with students at the STEM-based camp this summer with her curriculum. Can you please join us up here? All right, Taeyeon, can you please stand? Another member of MacArthur's First Robotics program. He is a semifinalist in the Dean's List Award through the FRC. He has crafted a program for students at the Boys and Girls Club of Carver Ranches to teach them coding and plans to expand that to other programs. Can you Please join us here. Indrani Pinto, can you please stand? Indrani is a natural entrepreneur. She runs a bakery, Ginger Sugar Cottage. Her company, which is registered with the state, donates parts of its profits to charities such as Relay for Life. Can you please join us up here? Rebecca Anderson, can you please stand? Rebecca never realized that access to clean drinking water was an actual problem until her parents visited Haiti for a funeral. She has designed a shirt to sell to where all the profits goes towards building a $1,000 well in Haiti for them to have access to clean drinking water. Can you please now join us? Devin Dean, can you please stand? All right. Sulian. Okay. Eliana Gonzalez, can you please stand? Realizing that there is an abundance of mental health resources that the students at our school weren't aware of, Eliana began working with her school's social worker and psychologist to start a campaign to make students aware of the mental health services. Can you please join us up here? Isabella Tavares, can you please stand? Natina St. Felix, can you please stand as well? She's in the back, guys. So there's also another component to this program that these girls do. Nia feels she's not here. However, I still will be acknowledging her. So separately, these girls all saw the same problem and wanted to address it: a lack of minority women in STEM fields. They came together to create STEM Girls United, a conference for students where girls see people who look like them and are already working in those fields of mathematics, science, and engineering. Last year, they worked with 5th graders at a local elementary school, and this year they brought 8th grade students to Broward College and to meet with STEM professionals and converse with them. Can you please join us? Olivia Bissett, can you stand? A freshman. This young lady has already spoken at local tech conferences, a conference in Orlando. She's a finalist to speak at the National Tech Conference in St. Louis, Missouri in the coming months. She has taught web design to her peers, students, and special needs kids, and then also K-8 students. Can you please join us up here, Olivia? Maria, can you stand? Realizing that the freshman in her psychology teacher study hall classes lacked organization skills, she has began working with them on journaling as a way of them developing time management and other executive functioning skills. Christian Campbell, who is already standing and also our president, a love for learning and specifically learning science and math and computer science propels this young man to the field of bioinformatics. He is currently taking a class through Johns Hopkins University on a field that is developing a podcast to share his views on science. And then Jordan, I crafted several programs that help my peers navigate through the ins and outs of college. So kind of what Spider already does. However, I focus more on the school resources that the county provides called Naviance, and I try to help the students get more aware of their options and the resources that's offered there.
I'm gonna ask you if you can squunch so we can take the picture. Short people in front. Natalie in front.
Oh, yeah. Can you guys wow, a lot of people.
Say cheese.
Double.
already saw me. So, with seniors leaving and every year we get new freshmen, it is time to introduce the new members for the 2019-2020 Spider. This year, actually something very special happened. We got our sister school, Hollandale High, to partner with us, and we also got new members from them as well. So as I call your name, please come up. Lisa, okay, sorry if I say your name wrong. I'm really sorry, I'm really trying. So, Lisa Ajinu. Olivia Bissett, Frederick Beaulieu, Jasmine Caballero, Rosario Campuzano, Shalia Castillo, James Sineos, Kirk Clark, Skylar Cleofat, Oriel Deku, Ray Fernandez, Afifa Fiaz, Aziz Forshulno, Carolina Galliano, Natalia Garcia, Eloise George, Stephen Gill, Bianca Gonzalez, Elianette Gonzalez, Kayla Hallman, China Henry, Josh Nicoito, Ashley Jackson, Jada Jones, Marvin Luis, Gerjani Nelson, Victoria Odin, Josiane Paul, Omari Pierre Renee, Rihanna Poliard, Ashley Pujos, Maribel Quintero, Shanice Ramirez, Angie Reyes, William Roll, Emmanuel Shannon, Emily Soto, Melisha Sutherland, Mary Mika Deginas, Vyacheslav Vasita, I'm so sorry. Destiny Williamson. Congratulations to all our new Spider
Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa Quinones. I am the Director of Development for the Foundation of Excellence. Me and Mrs. Bissett have been working with these students for some time now. It's been a passion project for me and for her, and every year seeing all these kids and all the amazing things that they do makes me proud to say that I grew up in this community. And thank you to the parents. I mean, you have raised such amazing kids, like seeing everything that they're capable of, things that they're doing, organizing everything, all these projects that you heard, these are all 100% student-led. We serve as advisors only, but they're responsible for going out and making it happen. Making their connections, fundraising, gathering resources. We provide the pathway, but they walk it. So thank you to the parents. So everyone, give a round of applause. Congratulations to the seniors, everyone, everything that you've done. Like many of the students that have come up here today, have come and volunteered with us over the summer, worked with the students, teaching them to code, teaching them science, teaching them math, all the hard labor hours, all the crazy moments that we've had with these students. So we're so proud of them and everything that they've accomplished. Proud of Trevelli for coming back and giving back to her peers as well. To the non-seniors, look among your peers, look at all their accomplishments and be inspired. They came from the same community as you did. A lot of them with the same circumstances, more or less. And they have achieved great things. So it's amazing. You can have that future as well. And parents, again, continue supporting your children, continue pushing them to be the best that they can because they can do amazing things. The small community things that they have done here is a real testament of who they will become in the future. So thank you for coming out. Thank you to the administration for your support. Thank you for the teachers who continue to rally with each other. With that being said, let's welcome back up Jada Jones, who is the president of the Hollandale chapter of Spider.
Since the beginning of the year, Ms. Ellis has been a champion, a phenomenal inspiration, an enlightening, devoted, and wise advisor for us at Hollindale. She has gone above and beyond expectations for an advisor. So we at Hollindale would like to give her this token of appreciation. Thank you, Ms. Ellis.
And that concludes our presentation for today. Anyone has, or not?
I just want to mention one thing that was not said. Melanie Quintero, where are you? Oh, you can stand, you can stand. This is our valedictorian for this year, and Melanie will be going to Dartmouth in the fall.
Okay. All right, now with that being said, that concludes our presentation. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bertie.
Hey, everyone. I'm sorry, one last request. Can we have all the seniors come up? Parents would like a picture.